very late at night. I was just working on stuff for the Lego Superhero Show, and I decided to watch a movie while doing that. So I popped on Netflix, and I remembered an ad I saw earlier today for a movie on Netflix starring Paul Rudd called The Fundamentals of Caring. So I watched that movie. And not every Netflix movie has won me over. I thought both of the Adam Sandler ones were pretty funny, like surprisingly funny, especially the Do-Over. That was surprisingly a good Adam Sandler movie in an age of horrible ones. But anyways, besides the point, sat down and watched the movie. And most Netflix movies for me are nothing special. That's why I don't do a lot of reviews of Netflix movies, which is why there was no review for The Do-Over. But I sat down, I watched The Fundamentals of Caring, which is a 2016 film starring Paul Rudd, Craig Roberts, and Selena Gomez. And I actually enjoyed this movie a lot. And honestly, I've seen a lot of movies in my day. I've given a lot of reviews. And I know my reviews are kind of boring. Not always the most fun to watch. And I'm trying to work on that. I really am. So this is the first review where I'm gonna kind of not be so boring. I'm not gonna talk so much. I'm gonna be more enthusiastic. I'm not just gonna be sitting here talking like, it's a movie starring these people. Okay, so The Fundamentals of Caring is a 2016 movie. It is a comedy on Netflix starring Paul Rudd, Craig Roberts, and Selena Gomez. It tells the story of this kid, Trevor. He's got muscular dystrophy, and Paul Rudd plays Ben, who becomes his caregiver, and they go on a road trip to see the world's deepest pit. And they stop along the way and they pick up Selena Gomez, who plays this runaway going to Denver, and then they also pick up this pregnant woman, Peaches, who is going to Nebraska to see her mother. I didn't know what to expect going into this movie. Like, just sitting down watching it. I was just... Literally, this is what I was doing. I was just working on stuff for the show. And painting a mullet for Superman. And I just decided to pop it on and watch it on the computer. And I was pleasantly surprised how much I loved this movie just from the first scene with Trevor. When he asks Paul Rudd, he walks up to Paul Rudd and he asks him, pick a number between 1 and like 350,000 or something. I can't remember exactly the number, but and Paul Rudd guesses 3, and he's like, nope, it was like 3,000, 1,200. So I can't remember. But I just knew from that point on, this movie was gonna make me laugh, and this kid, Trevor, Craig Roberts, is fantastic. I've not seen him in any other movies. I've seen Paul Rudd before. I know Paul Rudd can be funny. I know Paul Rudd cannot be funny. So I knew going into this movie, Paul Rudd, I'm gonna like Paul Rudd in the movie because Paul Rudd is just a likable actor. But this Craig Roberts kid, I was like, I don't know about him because I've never seen him before. And you can tell just thinking more about this movie is making me laugh. But, so Trevor is kind of sadistic. He makes a lot of... If you just made the movie not only about him on this adventure, but if it was just his day-to-day throughout the whole movie, You could probably call this movie a dark comedy, and even then, you could still probably call it a dark comedy, but the things this kid says, some of the things this kid says, it's just like, wow. And there's a lot of funny jokes in this movie, like, there's this running gag about Trevor trying to pee standing up because, he's got muscular dystrophy, he can't stand, he's in a wheelchair. So through the whole movie, him and Paul Rudd are trying to get him to pee standing up. And it's the end of that joke near the end of the movie is just hilarious. I'm not going to spoil what happens. Oh. But it's great. But then, there's also this one joke near the beginning of their trip, that involves choking and a Slim Jim. And I just couldn't help but crack up at that. If I had to point out any negatives in this movie, I'd have to say the whole subplot about his wife trying to divorce him kind of felt tacked on and unnecessary. I felt like the movie could have done without and done just fine. And also, I felt like the character of the pregnant woman, she was also kind of unnecessary, just there to kind of redeem Paul Rudd after something that happened involving his own child, and he used to be a father, now he's not a father. Something happened, and that makes his character more tragic. But again, while it's good for his character, I felt like it's not really that necessary, and she wasn't that necessary, just to give him redemption or not even really redemption, but just, well, yeah, kind of redemption, just because of something that happens that you kind of get hints on throughout the movie. Anyways, I have not read the book of which this is based, so this is probably all stuff from the book. And if the book is anywhere near as good as the movie, I'm gonna read the book. Because this movie was hilarious and great, and probably the best comedy I've seen all year. Which is saying something, because I haven't seen that many comedies this year. So yeah. I forgot the name of the movie. It's late. It's like past midnight, like 1 a.m. right now. And I'm not putting this review up until the morning, or I might put it up right now. I don't know. Because I just know that if I put it up right now, Tyler and David are probably going to leave comments and say some not so flattering things, which will force me to then delete the comments or report or flag or whatever. And it's just like, whatever. So, yeah, I'm going to put this review up right now. Tyler and David, leave your comments. They're just going to be gone in like 2 minutes. So have your 2 minutes of, I said something mean to him for no reason, just because I'm a douche. I don't know why this turned into that rant, but I'm tired, and it did. So anyways, thanks for watching this video. I forgot to give a grade. The Fundamentals of Caring, I think that's what it's called. The Fundamentals of Caring, it's kind of a generic title, that's why it's kind of forgettable. The Fundamentals of Caring, I'm gonna give it, it's one I actually have to think about. It's a great movie, but compared to some of my other, you know what? Just because I'm gonna give it this grade doesn't mean that I'm, like, comparing it to other movies I've given it this grade to. I'm just saying that I felt, after watching this movie, it clicked in all the right places for me. And that is why I'm giving The Fundamentals of Caring an A+. definitely check it out if you have Netflix, or if someone you know has Netflix that you can watch with. It's definitely a movie worth checking out. It's definitely a movie worth watching. Though I will warn you, if you are younger, it is an R movie. So definitely, if you check with your parents before you watch it and see if they'd be alright with you watching it, because there's a lot of swearing and a lot of not so kid friendly jokes in this movie. So yeah, it's funny. So thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.